You know when you just wake up in the morning and you're about to brush your teeth, you look in the mirror and you're like, who am I? Or you might reach a point where you're like, is this really me? And is this really my life now? And you feel really disconnected. Like somewhere along the way you pretty much lost touch with who you really are. And it hits you in the face. The realization of you being lost. You've lost your way in life. And it doesn't feel like the real you. Buried under expectation, distractions, and fear. And you wonder to yourself, how do I discover the real me? Or you go about your life continuing the way that you are existing. That's if you give up. And the thing is, you don't just wake up randomly and feel like this. I mean, it may feel like it's completely random, but it happens slowly. The only thing is that it's been silently creeping up on you without you realizing at all. If you're a teenager, maybe, you're at a stage where the world is kind of telling you what to do, right? Like it kind of molds you into the way that they want you to be. And then as you get older, it's about your careers or your relationships or, continuing with them societal standards, they take over. And then you realize like, yo, I'm chasing a life I didn't even consciously choose. Like I'm just here. How the hell did I end up here? And then when you get older, you're like, damn, you spent so much time fulfilling these different roles of like, again, working, parenting, mortgage, and then you just kind of forgotten what you were before. Maybe you look at a picture of your old self and you're like, damn, I wish I could go back and change things. But the thing is, throughout this whole process, you never lost yourself. You just gave into the external noise around you, and you stopped listening to yourself, your inner voice, if you will. And this isn't a kind of doom and gloom video, which may feel comfortable to you, but it's not the best solution for you. So let's try and build some awareness on it. And I think step one is pretty much realizing that a lot of the thoughts that you think, they were never yours in the first place. A lot of the decisions that you make in life, they're usually fueled from opinions, how we're kind of viewed by other people, how we're viewed by society, social media, your family, the phones, the news. Like it keeps going on and on. Like even music, like if you listen to some of these lyrics, like you might gravitate to some of these lyrics just because it seems cool and edgy and fun, but it might not be in actual reality deep down inside. So you're distracted, first and foremost. And then once you truly realize that, now we've got to start thinking, how can I spend some more time alone? Or at least a little bit closer to me time. Less distractions, less input, less reactions, and just kind of observing yourself. Why do you think the way you think? Why have I gotten myself in this situation? And why am I listening to all the noise? Because the noise will take you away from yourself, whether you like it or not. Now again, they serve its purpose in its rightful way, but it doesn't mean it should dictate your life. So be truthful to yourself, man. Which takes a lot of courage, and I can imagine not many people would often step up to that courage just because of the habit of routine, as well as kind of feeling like they're so down and deep into this that they can't get out. But you can. Which brings me to step number 2, is to remember. If you look at that old child picture of yourself, or maybe you remember the last kind of nostalgic thing that makes you happy, what is it? What was it? What hobbies did you used to do? Did you enjoy playing the piano? Did you enjoy reading, writing? Maybe you enjoyed sports. Maybe growing up, you liked to do stuff that excited you. Something that basically gave you the will to live without realizing that you had the will to live. And the thing is, sometimes we think we're so busy for life and these other things that when we truly step away from the noise, you probably have more time than you think. Not all of you, because I understand some scenarios are absolutely crazy, like crazy. But I'm talking about the people who, you should be able to fit in an extra half an hour or hour to be able to do something that really excites you. And you'll start to realize when you start doing this, the clarity sets in. Your life becomes a lot clearer because you're Happy because you're stimulated, because something has given you that purpose to keep going, something that is real to you. Remember, real to you. And when you start to kind of have this slight burst of joy throughout the day, it can spread into the rest of your day like a domino effect without you even realizing. Which brings me to step number 3, which is to redefine what success means to you. And a lot of people, we still get caught up in the achievement trap. We think that, happiness comes after success, which is arguably true because, again, you'd rather cry in a Lamborghini than not have one, But is there a more holistic way to live life rather than just thinking about achievements make you happy? Something that is pretty much outside of yourself. Are your dreams really yours? Or again, is it something you've just been told to chase? Like, there are a lot of people who are chasing a career that, yeah, it might pay well, but if your passions are so strong enough, nowadays, you can make so much money off it. Like, I can just use an example of something as silly as gaming. There's so much money from gaming. If you like gaming, make a game. Do something that's related to that. Do something where you can actually earn more than your career that you've been told is good by everyone else. And it doesn't have to be a career. I understand that. The bills have to get paid somewhat, right? But are you working towards something fulfilling? Or are you just checking boxes because someone else told you to? And let me ask you a question. Is success to you about doing more or feeling more? Ask yourself that. What's your definition of success? Because you probably haven't even asked yourself that ever. What does success mean to you? And success may not have to mean happiness, but what does success mean to you? And what's the best way to achieve it? What are some ways that you can actually achieve it? Because you can. And another thing, you're not who your past self was. You're not who you were 5 years ago. So stop holding on to that stuff. Stop trying to be who you used to be, rather than embracing the person that you're becoming. Even if you're not happy with yourself right now, and you're coming to the realization that, yo, life is not what I expected it to be. You've just gained a new power. The power to change yourself and your circumstances. Even if it's as small as it is right now, it's still better than who you were before. So stop serving the old identity of yourself. Make your identity who you want it to be. And I'm going to leave a bit of, silent time at the end of the video, just to kind of gather your thoughts a little bit, because I know I spoke quite a bit and it can be quite a lot to digest. But I encourage you to be still for just 5 minutes or so, maybe less, let's say a minute, because that's where healing happens. If you feel empty in your life, maybe it's because you just haven't been present in your own life right now. So be present. And with that, I thank you for watching. Slow down and listen to yourself. Reconnect to yourself and shine on.